In these days of spring, the cries of other creatures break the Arctic silence. Seabirds now mount a winged assault on the islands. Most are newcomers compared to the fulmar, which may have returned in the dead of winter. These steep, inaccessible cliffs provide an ideal fortress for their nests. By chipping out icy homes in the most precarious of places, the fulmars are free to conduct their raucous courtship rituals, unmolested by predators. By genetic agreement, the male shares in the incubation of the eggs, a daunting prospect where winds may whip up to almost 200 miles per hour in an instant. Svalbard's tempestuous moods turn again, and the island's inhabitants submit to another springtime blast. As suddenly as they came, the winds subside. In the lull, Svalbard's human inhabitants keep an eye out for uninvited guests. At the island's weather station, dogs serve double duty as transportation and intruder alert. The bear presents no real threat to the dog. He's much more interested in stealing the dog's food. Seal carcasses hung tantalizingly beyond his reach. The platform has been specifically designed to foil hungry bears. But someone has inadvertently left a solution to his puzzle. When bears find food near human settlements, both species are at risk. And this bear is about to be warned off. The flare sends him overboard, but he stands his ground, wagging his head in the polar bear gesture of threat.
Hej, försvinn från linjen! Husch! Hej, håll där!
Dotting the landscape are reminders of a time when polar bears were dispatched more harshly. Old traps called set guns, rigged to fire when a bear went for the bait. A hunter made these films in the 1960s. For hundreds of years, hunters and trappers prized the animals of Svalbard, including the white bear. Bear skins brought good money, and orphaned cubs might be sold to zoos or circuses. It was not until the 1970s that dwindling populations of bears spurred a ban on hunting and capture. 10 days after our bear family's first emergence from the den, the mother can ignore her hunger no longer. The cubs are stronger now and getting the hang of maneuvering in the snow, despite the occasional setback. They stick close to their mother, ready for another stroll around the den. But they will never again return to the cozy quarters where they were born. From now on, only their mother will stand between them and the dangers of life on a vast frozen ocean. In an icy cavern, a lost ring seal pup cowers. Prime polar bear food. In time, our mother will teach her cubs to hunt. But for now, the first lesson of survival in the cold is conservation of energy. Lounging about is something polar bears have raised to an art form. Today, one lost seal escapes, but a new and silent threat hangs over the inhabitants of this seemingly pristine world. Pollutants from the world's industrialized countries migrate by air and sea into the Arctic, confounding the ancient chemistry of life. Arriving from as far as 1,000 miles away, these chemical invaders are passed from brown-green plankton to shrimp-like krill to Arctic cod. Eventually, toxins like PCBs become increasingly concentrated in the fatty tissues of animals higher in the food chain. This same vital blubber that keeps this bearded seal alive may one day prove its downfall. The haunting voices of these elusive seals ring out continuously across the ice floes of the Arctic. Following their siren song come researchers from the Norwegian Polar Institute. A startled mother takes to the sea, leaving her bewildered pup behind. The scientist's main quarry is the mother. And they know she'll come back for her pup. Carefully, they hold the baby at the flow's edge, enticing the mother closer for a reassuring nuzzle. Torn between the instincts of self-preservation and motherhood, she submerges again and again. In the depths, she is all sleekness, power, and grace. Once on the ice, she will be little more than 800 pounds of lumbering blubber. Inevitably, maternal instinct wins out. The capture is clumsy, but the method is